309, contact, ground approach on 125.3. Have a great day.
25.3, you do the same, P-MAP 5809.
So we've learned that Charleston Air Force Base Information Papa has two runways that they're using today, runway 33 and runway 03. I know my FBO is located right here off of taxiway Foxtrot, and I'm coming from the south by this pink line, so my preferred runway to land would be runway 33. So I'm going to select the APR button, and I like looking at the instrument approach charts, and I've pulled the chart up. I need to change the runway by turning the cursor on, right, twisting the inner knob or the small knob of the FMS on the GCU, and I'm going to look for an approach to runway 33, and I see in this case the RNAV GPS Yankee to runway 3 is probably my best option. So I'm pressing the enter button to select it. And now using the range pan knob, I'm just getting a general overview of what the approach is, the minimum safe based on the runway 3100. I know where the airport, the touchdown zone elevation is, key altitudes, the decision altitude 235. I'm intercepting the glide path at 1700 feet with a glide slope or an inbound course of 031 degrees. And I'm taking a look, just kind of look at the God's eye view, and knowing I'm coming from the south-southwest, I'm looking for an initial approach fix. I have three choices: Haxel, Hertz, and Limd. In this case, I'm going to pick the one right in the middle, because I'm kind of coming from the southwest. And last but not least, I'm just getting an initial understanding of the altitudes on the approach, 3,000, 1,700 feet at the final approach fix. It's a 3-degree descent gradient, and this airplane and I are certified for LPV, so my minimums are going to be 235. The cool thing with Perspective Plus, while I'm looking at the chart, I can press the menu button on the GCU, and it brings a pop-up menu, and with the inner or little knob of the FMS on the GCU, one click to the right, I highlight load approach, I press the enter button, and whatever approach I was looking at, it automatically comes up flashing. So I'm looking at the name of the approach, RNAV GPS. I'm also looking at the minimums that are currently displayed. So in this case, I know my airplane is capable of the LPV minimums. So I will always load an IAF. I got to here by pressing the enter button from the flashing name. So we wanted to use Hertz as the initial approach fix. I've selected it again by using the inner knob of the FMS. I press the enter button. It's going to ask me if I want to do the course reversal. No, I do not. Now minimums are flashing off. Again, I'm using the inner knob of the FMS, one click to clockwise to select Barrow, enter, and now I'm typing in my minimums of 235 feet. And last but not least, load is flashing. I've loaded the approach into the flight management system. This brings me to the flight plan page. I like having resources available to me during the approach. For example, getting the frequencies off of the airport information page. Or I might want to look at the chart because I forget something while I'm shooting the approach. So to do that, the way I set the airplane up is I will use the outer knob or the large knob of the FMS knob on the GCU, and I'll go 2 clicks counterclockwise, right, to select the waypoint chapter. APR was still here. What I care about is the info page, and to be able to see my frequencies, I turn off charts, because what I'm really doing is I'm setting the airplane up for the terminal area, so I have frequencies available. Last but not least, again, I'll take the outer knob of the FMS knob, and I'll go back to the map, and I love this little soft key charts, because I'm going to push that, and you notice whatever I loaded comes up flashing, and all I have to do is press the enter button, and it becomes a hotkey. I can go back and forth between the chart and my map, Because my chart is up, this is where I conduct my instrument approach briefing. Today it's going to be the RNAV GPS to runway 03. My minimum safe altitude is 3,100 feet. Touchdown zone elevation of 35 feet with a decision altitude of 235 feet. I'm intercepting the glide path at 1,700 feet with an inbound course of 031. 3,000 feet to Hertz, 1,700 feet into KVOB, a 3-degree descent gradient. In the event of a missed approach, which is decided, and today's approach will be defined by the decision altitude, I'm going to be straight out climbing to 3,000 feet out to Algo, and it looks like I'm going to be holding non-standard right-hand turn 4-mile legs at Algo. Last but not least, preparing for my arrival, I push the checklist page, and I'm going to review, and I'm not going to do all of it, but I'm going to review key features. I'm going to keep the mixture leaned all the way down until I get to the final approach fix altitude. I'm going to check the brakes here. Right? I'm going to make sure that as we start descending, I get my cabin and my passengers' seatbelts rebuckled. And I'm going to keep the mixture leaned as required. And today we are going to be using the autopilot. We don't have any icing. It's going to be a normal approach. Right? My normal airspeed's flaps 100. And my whole goal of reviewing these checklists is so I'm not heads down when I'm in the terminal area, because I want my eyeballs outside looking for traffic. And last but not least, if I have to go around, it'll be a coupled approach. Flaps 50, obviously, once I start executing it.
7443, Beeford approach, Beeford time at 3003, say altitude.
And that is my preparation, right, to shoot an instrument approach procedure, in this case into a Class Charlie airspace.
Watch hello, 245, the Juliet here.